Do you know of Carl and Princess Donuts? Today, we're going to talk about my past, present, and future of books, what I've finished, what I'm in the middle of, and what we're going to get into. Okay, so recently I finished the first book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. Now, I know why people were saying glurp glurp to me when I made a short about Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I was like, I don't know what that is. Anyways, it follows the story of Carl and Princess Donuts, and the world has ended. Apparently, this corporation called the Bryant Corporation has taken over the world, seized everything, is going to mine all the minerals and assets and such. And everybody who was inside of a building or in a shelter has died because all of a sudden everything just instantly collapsed and was flattened. So no more buildings, none of that. And then there's a voice in Carl's head that starts saying all these rules about this dungeon opening, this, that, and the other. And then if anyone makes it to level 18, that they will take back control of that planet and everything will go to them and they will be in charge of it. Carl ends up being outside because he went chasing Princess Donut the cat. It's freezing cold. He's wearing boxer shorts, pink Crocs, and a leather jacket. He might die of exposure because of the coldness. And all of a sudden these dungeons open up and it's warm in there. So he goes and he steps inside. And then he finds himself basically in a live D&D video game-esque campaign where he will have to try to survive. It is an absolute delight of ridiculousness and whimsy and weirdness and wildness. You're immediately into the action where Carl and Donut encounter this like death dozer with these goblins on it, and then eventually they make it to this like guild room where they're going to learn all the rules and stuff of what's going on in this dungeon crawler thing, and that it's a reality show that's being broadcast across the galaxy, and that if they end up on like some of the talk shows that interview some of the crawlers, like that sends up like their likes and their favorites, people can sponsor them, this, that, and the other. It was such a fun book. One of my friends recommended it to me and I hadn't planned on reading it, and I absolutely love it, and I said I'm going to read through the series this year. Usually I might do like one series a year because I have a hard time reading a series with a bunch of books in them because I get distracted by all the other books. But this one, awesome. Can't wait to read the second one. I have it currently on hold at the library, so hopefully that comes in soon. After that, I have just started the book The Bane Witch by Ava Morgan. And this is about a woman who eats poison. And it doesn't really affect her like it affects other people. Other people will wind up dead, but her, not so much. So when she was like 5 years old, she ate pokeberries. She was fine, but a stranger died. I don't know what exactly happened. I'm going to assume they ate the berries too, and that killed them, and she was okay. And then later in life, as an adult, I guess she has a kind of horrible husband. I have just started the book, and it's where she is faking her own death, and she's laying out what she's going to do and how it's going to all go down. And so immediately it's like interesting and captivating. I can already tell like the way the writing is very descriptive, very creating the atmosphere and the setting for you within the first couple pages. And I really like that. And wow, I love witchy books, so I was bound to like it. Really enjoying that. Looking forward to reading more of that this evening. Now, let me tell you what I'm going to get into. So we have an author that I love quite a bit, and that is T. Kingfisher, and we have Snake Eater. They had one of their other books there too, but this one sounded more interesting to me because I don't think this one is a fairy tale retelling. I think the other one was like Hemlock and Silver, which was I want to say like a Snow White. I might have the name of that book wrong. I probably do. This one sounded more interesting to me, and I was trying to limit myself to not getting a million books when I go to the library, which I tend to be gluttonous when I go to the library, so I was trying to rein it in. Rein it in because I do have several books planned out that I need to read that are on the larger side. Like I'm still working my way through the Talisman and such, so I was like, don't get a million books in, don't do it. So anyways, I'm blathering on. Let me tell you about Snake Eater. Something ancient lurks here. With only a few dollars to her name and her beloved dog Copper by her side, Selena flees her past in the city to claim her late aunt's house in the desert town of Quartz Creek. The scorpions and spiders are better than what she left behind. Because in Quartz Creek, there's a strange beauty to everything, from the landscape to new friends, and more blue sky than Selena's ever seen. But something lurks beneath the surface, like the desert gods and spirits lingering outside Selena's house at night, keeping watch. Mostly benevolent, says her neighbor, Grandma Billy. That doesn't ease the prickly sense that one of them watches too closely and wants something from Selena she can't begin to imagine. And when Selena's search for answers leads her to journal entries that her aunt left behind, she discovers a sinister truth about her new home. It's the haunting grounds of an ancient god known simply as Snake Eater, who her late aunt made a promise to that remains unfulfilled. Dun dun dun! Snake Eater is taking a liking to Selena, an obsession of sorts that turns sinister. And now that Selena is the new owner of his home, he's hell-bent on collecting everything he's owed. And, well, that sounds right up my alley, does it not? Usually, most of T. Kingfisher's books I like, so pretty good chance I'm going to like this. And there will definitely be a standalone review for this one coming in the future, so keep an eye out for that one. Well, that one may have been like a random book grab from the library. I know the author, I kind of know what I'm getting into, so I'm excited for that. This next one was a random. I've never heard of the author. I've never heard of this book, but I liked the cover. It looked creepy. I'll Make a Spectacle of You by Beatrice Winifred Eicher. You know, it looks like there's this like creepy church, the red background and all the vines and stuff. And I was like, oh, my interest is piqued. So let's tell you what it's about. Zora Robinson is an ambitious grad student in her dream program at Brixbury Mountain College. But when her thesis advisor hands her a strange diary and suggests she research the local legend about a beast in the woods, she finds a community uneager to talk to an outsider. As she delves deeper into the legend's history, Zora uncovers a rumored secret society called the Keepers, which has tenuous ties to the beast and to Brixbury itself. When the students start disappearing, Zora finds herself plagued by visions of the past as she struggles to separate truth from folklore before it's too late. And that sounded super intriguing to me. Some weird beast, townsfolk that are creepy and weird and won't talk to outsiders. I don't know. I love a story like that. And like, I don't know, the cover just looks super atmospheric. So we'll let you know more in the future. So out of all of those, I think I'm most excited to read more of the Bane Witch, but also the T. Kingfisher book, Snake Eater. I think that sounds great. The desert, old gods, yes please. What will happen? Who knows? What have you been reading recently? Let me know. I am always curious to hear. Believe it or not, sometimes this is how I find new books to read. It's kind of like a cumulative across everything, like random stuff at the library, stuff I see on social media, things that are recommended to me. Now, obviously, I can't read every single recommendation because there is a lot of books out there and I can only read so many in the time that I have, you know, between adult stuff and life and work and all that. So just like Dungeon Crawler Carl, one of my friends recommended that to me. I think I was avoiding it because of the hype behind it too. And for me, the hype is definitely real. It's awesome. Let me know what you've been getting into. And if you enjoyed hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.